You know, sometimes even the most adroit gaslighters have to admit to the unabashed falsehood of their claims. And such was the case for the great resetters at Klaus Schwab's collectivist World Economic Forum, who on Saturday, February 27th, swiftly deleted a much mocked and widely reviled tweet claiming that, get this, lockdowns are quietly improving cities around the world. Lockdowns improving cities. Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Gardner Goldsmith for MRC-TV. As you know, sensible folks slammed that Klaus Schwabian claim because it was such unabashedly false propaganda, completely divorced from reality. And it was nice of the power-hungry cabal at Schwab's HQ to admit that, yeah, well, they might be a little off. A few hours after they posted their fever dream drivel, the forum gang actually yanked their post and wrote, "We're deleting this tweet. Lockdowns aren't quietly improving cities around the world, but they are an important part of the public health response to COVID-19, which itself is highly debatable, since as the American Institute for Economic Research, AIER, has shown, numerous studies indicate that there's been no statistical improvement in so-called pandemic case numbers thanks to the political diktats telling people to shut their businesses. It takes less than a second to call up dozens of articles about the obvious, that from economic well-being to psychological health, people in cities across the globe are suffering due to government-imposed lockdowns. From all over England, which by December had seen its unemployment rate rise to its highest level since 2016, to New York City, where the jobless rate rose to over 20%, and the Bronx, where joblessness recently hit 1 in 4 or 25%, to Los Angeles County, where unemployment hit nearly 20%, to the suicide rates that have skyrocketed. The idea that immoral, autocratic, authoritarian threats, arrests, fines, beatings, and verbal abuse from agents of the state have quietly improved anything is nauseatingly absurd. A Kaiser Family Foundation survey conducted in April of 2020, before the reality of lockdowns had really set in, revealed 45% of adults in the USA report that their mental health has been negatively impacted due to worry and stress over the coronavirus. Heck, I wouldn't have expected it, but the highbrows at the World Economic Forum could have read my own MRC-TV piece from a few weeks ago, a piece in which I noted that a new study pinpoints government-forced lockdowns as the main factor behind the 2020 economic collapse in the US. Where have Schwab and his elite poseurs been since this time last year? Have they been too busy formulating their Great Reset, aka the even tighter, centralized, crony-cartelized formulation of one world-centered control over what should be free markets and free individuals? After all, Schwab is the creator of the World Economic Forum and author of The Great Reset, which, as the great James Corbett of CorbettReport.com notes, is Schwab's book-length testimony about his own one world government plans. Observes Corbett, take it from Klaus Shwab in his COVID-19, The Great Reset, the book on the Kindle version, page 104, quote, "If no one power can enforce order, our world will suffer from a global order deficit. Unless individual nations and international organizations find solutions to better cooperate." In the globalist lexicon, in the minds of these would-be rulers of the world, order is good. Disorder is bad. That is the way they see the world. Furthermore, there has to be one unitary power that can enforce order. So don't worry if Shwab's Leviathan creation is intent on subverting the U.S. Constitution, promoting immoral lockdowns conducted by state and city politicians and police, pushing national governments to fund legally immune pharma giants to create rushed so-called vaccines that actually are mRNA invaders to change the way your own cells operate. And don't fret that Shwab and his dystopian Machiavellian neo-feudal lords want to build back better when it comes to the free market, meaning that they're dismantling it and will crush the pieces beneath Big Brother's boots. Even if Klaus and his cabal are disconnected from reality, they know much better how to run the world than the lowly worms like us who think that we ought to be able to think and run our own lives ourselves. And of course, they're ready to quietly improve our lives, one boot stomp at a time. Hey, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Please, if you're watching on YouTube, hit like. Make sure you're still subscribed because people do get dropped off, as we mentioned. And please visit us at MRCTV.org, the central locus where you can always find us. The videos are now on Rumble as well. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Instagram as well, and TikTok. We're all over the place. I'm on Gab at Gardner Goldsmith on Gab. And I do want to remind you, I've mentioned this in a few videos, that just recently we just introduced a really cool new free offering from the Media Research Center. It's called College Unbound, and it is a great way to circumvent the left-wing universities and schools out there. This first series is an 11-part series on the roots of Marxism collectivism. Everything from Jean-Jacques Rousseau to Karl Marx to Cuba and Russia, their terrible communist regimes, and also how fascism is a form of collectivism as well, and how this sort of thing has seeped into the United States, not just in universities, but also politically through regulations and things like that. I think you'll really like it. We offer text and quizzes for people as well. You can share the videos, and it's all free. You just go there, sign up, wait for the email to come to your email box, and then you're ready to go. And of course, if you share them with people, they can just go and watch as well. I got to write it, and again, as I mentioned in another video, I really appreciate all the work that the MRC team has done putting this together. And you might want to watch the videos a couple times. The information's there, and then you can take a quiz and see how much you've learned. It's a pretty neat idea. So remember, it's College Unbound. You'll see it advertised at MRCTV.org, and I hope you'll find it. I'll be tweeting about it as well, too, trying to get as many people as possible to watch it. Thanks so much, everybody. From MRC TV, I'm Gardner Goldsmith.